So today we're going to be looking at how to get jobs with AI, especially for those looking for work. But the good thing is that some of these services you don't need to be looking for job for you to offer it. You can start a WhatsApp group, invite people into it, maybe get some jobs, and then those jobs you keep posting it daily. Then you can begin to advertise these services that you offer these services, and people will pay you for them. So we'll be going through a few of the ways you can use AI to actually help people get more jobs. It doesn't have to be you. So you can also offer these services. All right. So the first one now we're going to be looking at is resume optimization. The thing is that many jobs are actually people actually lose jobs not because they are not qualified, but because their CVs and resumes looks like every other person's own. So because their resumes look like every other person's own, they don't stand out. So that could become your selling point, helping people stand out by optimizing their CV for jobs, so that recruiters can see their CVs. So usually, how does this work? So the first thing that you have to do, of course, you have to get the CV. So these things that we're saying, I'm going to be doing them practically, so that you'll be seeing how it works. So let's go to Gemini. So I'll be attaching my CV. My CV is on my drive, but let me use the one that is on my phone. So I'll just go to Documents. I'll search for my name, Madu. And F Madu. Okay. So this is my product management CV. So now I've attached it, and the good thing is that you can also use voice to interact with with Gemini about it. You can see this talk live about this. You can click it and then you can begin to discuss with
Okay,
it
I've got it. This is
about.
a resume of. Okay, let's talk about Madelu's resume. What are you most interested in? We could discuss his skills, his experience, or maybe his education. What would you like to know more about?
So that's actually my CV, and I will want you to give me tips on how to optimize it.
Okay, I can help with that. Let's start with your summary. It's good, but we can make it even stronger. How about we add a specific achievement or two to really highlight your impact?
Okay? Can you put that in the chat box so that later on I can copy it and put it into the CV? Thanks.
So I can't use the chat box yet. For now, you could try taking notes on your phone or computer. Here's an example of how we could rewrite your summary, adding a specific achievement to make it more impactful. Results-driven and innovative product manager with a proven ability to lead cross-functional teams and deliver user-centric solutions. Successfully led the development of TechieGuy, an AI-powered ED tech platform that secured second place at the FCT Regional 3 MTT Hackathon, demonstrating expertise in product vision, strategy, and roadmap planning. What do you think?
All right, that's great. So the next thing I want us to do, can you help me highlight some keywords, rephrase some bullet points, or even draft a tailored cover letter that emphasizes my relevant skills and experience?
Since I can't write or edit anything for you yet, I can suggest some keywords to include in your resume. Think about words like product lifecycle management, stakeholder communication, and cross-functional team leadership. These are all things that hiring managers look for in product managers.
Okay, thank you. That will be all for now. I will pick it up from here later on, but take note of the CV.
No problem. I'm here to help whenever you're ready to continue optimizing your CV.
So you can see that discussion that I had with Gemini. So the truth is that even though it says it can't write, you can see that it is here in my chat box. So I can copy it and then put in my CV. So that's that for job search optimization. So when you want to chat with it, it is this button here, not this. That's the one, not the one that looks like a microphone. It's the other one that looks like three lines and then with a star on top. So the next thing that you can also tell Gemini. Actually, I love using Gemini for this because ChatGPT gives you a very small quota, and apart from giving you a very small quota, it's not as robust as Google Gemini. What I could have actually also done is to activate Pro, but that's a 2.5 Pro. That's this on top. I could have changed this from Flash to Pro because Pro actually has more reasoning. But because this is not something requiring so much reasoning capability, that's why I left it at Flash, because Flash is faster and is cheaper. So you cannot run out of quota using Flash. But Pro, after a while, you run out of quota. Although during the masterclass, I'll be showing us how to actually do it unlimited, almost unlimited, because you may never exhaust the quota that will be given to you with that strategy. It's actually a little bit more technical. That's why we're not going into it in this free training. So maybe during that time, because we'll take out time to set everything up. All right. So let's continue. So you can also get it to act as a career coach. Okay. So that's one of the things that you can also get it to ask. So well, I'm going to be activating it again, and then I'll be asking it some questions so that you see how these things go. And I'm going to make available these questions I'm asking the AI so that you can also use it for your own questions. And if you are actually running a business, don't worry. That's if you're not looking for a job, you can. Truth is that you can send this to someone looking for a job, and then the person can use it. But we are going to be having another session for those that are business owners so that they can use it for their own business. All right. So moving on, let me activate it and ask it to help me to look for jobs, meaning it should help me act as a career coach. So that's the next thing that I'll be asking it to do now. Hello, are you there?
Hi there, I'm here. What's on your mind?
What are effective job site search strategies I can use to get more job as a product manager?
Okay, here are some strategies you can use. First, make sure your LinkedIn profile is up to date and optimized with relevant keywords. Next, start networking with other product managers and recruiters in your industry. You can also attend industry events and conferences to make connections and learn about new opportunities. Finally, don't be afraid to reach out to companies directly, even if they don't have any open positions listed.
Okay, that's great. Can you help me brainstorm some achievements from my resume that I can actually highlight on my LinkedIn page?
Okay, let's brainstorm some achievements from your resume that you can highlight on LinkedIn. How about your success with the Techigai ED Tech platform? You could also mention the increase in website traffic and leads you generated as Chief Content Officer at Rated Artisan Limited.
Okay, that's great. What are the common interview
Great.
questions for a product manager, and how should I answer them?
For product roadmap questions, focus on your process and how you involve stakeholders. When discussing feature prioritization, explain your framework, like using the RICE method. For conflict questions, highlight your communication and problem-solving skills. Tough decision questions are about your analytical approach and ability to weigh options. Finally, for industry trends, mention specific sources you follow, like industry blogs or conferences.
Okay, so can you suggest job titles, companies, or even specific keywords I can use in my job search to help me identify openings that truly align with my profile?
Sure. For job titles, you could try searching for Senior Product Manager, Lead Product Manager, or Director of Product. Some companies to consider are Google, Microsoft, and Amazon. You could also use keywords like product strategy, agile methodologies, and user research to find more specific openings.
Okay, so can you act? So the next thing is for us to practice some mock interview questions. Can you help me with that?
Okay, let's role play. Imagine I'm the hiring manager. Tell me about a time you had to prioritize features with limited resources. How did you decide what to focus on?
Okay, so during the setup of Techigai, we were quite low on funds, and distance was actually a variable for the team members. Of course, the rising cost of transportation played a key role in our as a bottleneck, but we found a way to work remotely, and everyone was given a part to play that didn't impact on the delivery timeline for the Techigai app.
That's a good example of overcoming challenges. Now, tell me about a time you had to manage a conflict with a stakeholder. How did you handle it?
Okay, so you can see those are the kind of things that we can actually do with Gemini. So I'm going to end this here because so that we don't go over and over on this. At least you get the idea of what can be done. Then the next thing that we'll be looking at is job description analysis. Let's say you see a job posting and then you want to do an analysis and then use the use the AI to actually optimize your CV for such roles, or better still, to craft a cover letter that actually fits into that job role. And the truth is that cover letters should be distinct for each job opening. It shouldn't be generic. You shouldn't have one cover letter that you send to every company. So every job you are applying for, the best thing for you to do is to optimize the cover letter for that particular job using the job description. And how best to do it is by telling the AI to create a cover letter for you based on that particular job description. Of course, after you must have given it your CV, you must have attached your CV the to that particular chat window. Okay, so that's that. We're not going to be okay, we'll create a cover letter after this, but for now let's ask it some questions about job description analysis. Let me see. Okay, let me go and look for a particular job. So let me go to Chrome and then let me search for a job in job in product management. Okay, so we have some jobs here. Let's see, associates. So this is the job description. So I'm going to copy it now. As a matter of fact, when I go back, I'm going to end that Google Gemini session because we don't need it for this particular part. Okay. So I'm just going to end it now. So now I'm going to attach the job posting that we copied. So this is the job posting. And then I'm going to ask it some questions. Okay, I can actually send this and then ask it the questions using the interactive mode. Or I can just type the questions here. So let me just ask it here. Break down the key skills required for this role. Required for this role. Okay. So Now it has gone through it. So you see, it has given me a very detailed guide. So I can read through all this and then maybe I'll not ask it identify. Let me just use. So if you want to use this one now, this one will make it anything that you tell it, it's going to record it and then put it out there. I put it in the chat window. Let me just show you. So because I'm using the microphone to record now, it cannot record, but that's fine. So let's use the interactive mode again. Identify any red flags or unusual requirements for the last job posting I sent.
Okay, let's look at the associate product manager role at Glade. One potential red flag is that they mention no product management experience is required, but then list a lot of specific skills and tools. It's a bit contradictory. Also, the salary isn't mentioned, which is unusual for a job posting.
Okay. Can you explain all the technical terms used in the description?
Okay, let's break down some of the technical terms in that job description. Product lifecycle refers to the stages a product goes through from development to when it's retired. FinTech is short for financial technology, which means they work with tech related to banking and finance. KPIs are key performance indicators, basically, metrics used to measure how well a product is doing. Did you want?
So at least you get an idea. So these are the things that we can actually do with the AI. So until next time, do have a wonderful day or night, depending on when you are watching this. So cheers.